Welcome to another episode of our channel. In this video, we will discuss the new and even more lethal Russian Kamikaze drones powered by jet engines and why these drones pose a new challenge to Ukrainian defenses. Early on Thursday morning, August 28th, Russia launched one of the largest drone attacks in the history of the conflict, the second largest of the entire war, with around 600 drones targeting Ukrainian cities, mainly the capital, Kyiv. Reports confirm that debris revealed the use of a new type of jet engine-powered kamikaze drone, identified as the shahed 238 or geran 3 in Russian nomenclature. This attack not only resulted in the deaths of 14 civilians, including 4 children, but also injured dozens, spreading psychological terror and causing severe damage to civilian infrastructure. This strong attack reveals a trend of increasing the number of drones launched by Russia against Ukraine. In fact, in July 2025, Russia launched 6,297 shahed-type drones against Ukraine, the highest monthly number since the invasion began. But why are these drones having such an impact on Ukraine? Kamikaze drones, like the shahed type, represent a revolution in asymmetric warfare. These systems, also known as kamikaze munitions, because they launch themselves entirely against the target. They are essentially very low-cost guided missiles, designed to fly to the target and explode on impact. In the Ukrainian conflict, they also serve to saturate air defenses, forcing Ukraine to spend expensive resources on interceptions. Indeed, while each shahed drone costs about $30,000 to $40,000, an anti-aircraft missile can cost millions. This disparity creates an economic imbalance, with Russia able to launch swarms of hundreds of drones per night, while Ukraine needs to scramble to ensure sufficient defensive means. And all this impact goes far beyond the military, as these drones also target critical civilian infrastructure, such as electrical grids, hospitals, houses, and residential buildings, trying to lower civilian morale. Ukrainians are trying to innovate with more practical and cheaper defensive solutions, such as FPV interceptor drones. But the Russian scale, with large factories mass-producing them, keeps strong and constant pressure on Ukrainian defenses. In summary, these drones have transformed the war into a game of attrition, where volume and low cost trump individual sophistication. Regarding the drones themselves, let's start with the Iranian shahed 136, mass-produced in Russia under the designation geran 2. It is a one-directional attack drone developed by the Iranian company Reza, with a delta wing design for stability in long flights. It is 3.5 meters long, has a wingspan of 2.5 meters, and weighs about 200 kilograms at launch, including a 50-kilogram explosive warhead. Its engine is a 2-stroke, 4-cylinder internal combustion type based on the German Limbach L550 with 50 horsepower, propelling a rear propeller which allows it a maximum speed of 185 kilometers per hour, a range of 1,000 to 2,500 kilometers, and an operational altitude of 60 to 4,000 meters. Its guidance system is based on GPS and inertial, with smuggled Western electronics like chips from Texas Instruments and ST Microelectronics, with the drone being launched from mobile ramps, using a rocket booster for takeoff, flying autonomously to the target. Its construction is very simple, essentially made of foam, plywood, plastic, fiberglass, and mass-produced commercial components, making it very cheap and easy to produce in large quantities. In Russia, the production of geran 2 takes place at the Alabuga factory in Tatarstan, a special economic zone that produces thousands per month. Reports indicate a production rate of 170 drones per day as of mid-2025, with plans to double by the end of the year. A factory that essentially uses young labor, including teenagers, and heavily relies on Chinese components to circumvent sanctions. Russia imported the Iranian design in 2022, producing locally with improvements like thermobaric warheads. With this massive scale of production, allowing for saturation attacks, with swarms overwhelming radars and forcing difficult choices on defenses. And it was from the Shahed 136 that the Iranians developed the Shahed 238, known in Russia by the designation Geran 3, elevating the threat to another level. The Geran 3 is a variant with a jet engine, replacing the piston with a turbojet with 300 kilograms of thrust, allowing speeds of up to 600 kilometers per hour, more than 3 times that of the Geran 2. With a wingspan of about 3 meters, similar fuselage length, and a takeoff weight of 380 kilograms, it can carry a warhead of up to 90 kilograms, with a range of 2,500 kilometers. Its high speed makes it similar to a mini-cruise missile, reducing the reaction time of defenses. And in layered attacks with drones, geranodons and missiles, it is capable of saturating cheaper Ukrainian systems, forcing the use of more expensive missiles. Its thermal and radar signature is much larger, but the speed compensates, making Ukrainian FPV interceptors, which fly at a maximum of 200 kilometers per hour, totally ineffective. Due to these characteristics, the challenges for Ukrainian defenses are enormous. Historically, Ukraine is capable of shooting down up to 80% of the shahed 136 drones launched by Russia. However, according to preliminary assessments, the success rate against the shahed 238 jet appears to be considerably lower, sitting around 50% to 60%, and requiring much more expensive interception means such as heat-guided missiles. Fortunately, for now, Russia is far from achieving the same mass production level of the Geran 2 due to the difficulty in obtaining components, with a large part of them coming precisely from Western countries like Germany, which sells these components to Chinese companies, unaware they end up in Russian drones. But if Russia could produce the Geran 3 on the same scale as they can produce the Geran 2 today, Russian drone attacks, especially those directed against civilian targets, will be even more terrible and even more lethal than they already are today.